Hey everyone, RJ here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm giving my 3-week review of the Pixel 4a. Now this phone has been my daily driver since I got the phone. My main SIM card's been in here, and I've used this phone almost non-stop since I've got it. So today I want to give you my honest opinion, my real thoughts on this phone, running through a few of the specs, stuff like that. But, basically just giving you my opinion of this phone. Now, the first thing I want to hit on here is the design of the phone, the material, and all that kind of stuff. Now, this phone is made out of plastic, and to be honest, that don't bother me in the least. Yeah, I know it's not as premium as these glass, these glass phones, but glass shatters, and plastic, this feels really nice, okay? It feels durable. If you drop this phone, the glass might shatter, but I mean, the back, the sides, everything's going to, it might scuff a little bit, but hey, it ain't going to shatter at least anyway. The fingerprint scanner and the position that it's in, it's like it's just kind of like seamlessly there, I mean, it's got a really, it looks really good. It fits in very well here on the back. The camera design don't bother me in the least with the flash and the one camera. I don't bother me at all. The side of the phone there with your volume rocker, your little mint green power button there looks nice. It does have a headphone jack, which is also a major plus. Down here at the left bottom is your SIM card slot. Bottom, of course, is your USB-C, microphone, and speaker. It does have stereo speakers. And on the front there, of course, is your little hole punch camera, which really nice. And, of course, your front receiver plus stereo speakers on this phone. So anyway, that's it for that. I mean, the design is great. It feels very good to hold. And yeah, it's not a humongous phone. It's not a very small phone. It's just right. So anyway, powering the phone on, the 5.8-inch OLED display looks really good. I'm on the stock launcher currently, and this thing is fast. Okay, now yes, it don't have the 90 hertz, 120 hertz refresh rate. Who cares? I mean, to be honest with you, this phone costs $350, and who's gonna be sitting here doing like this all the time? I mean, just flat out. I mean, you can see right now, it's quick, it's fast. I mean, it's not that important. A year and a half ago, less than 2 years ago, nobody cared about 60 hertz on their phone. It's more of a want versus need thing, in my opinion, for the refresh rates for screens, but that's a whole other video. But this phone here runs the Snapdragon 730G processor with 6 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. And some may say that the downfall would be that the processor is just not powerful enough. Well, yeah, the phone runs very well. The phone is fast, fluid. I've played games, social media, I mean, whatever you do with your phone, social media, YouTube, phone calls, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, this phone is not gonna, even, PUBG games, fighting games, shooting, and whatever, this phone works great. I've not seen any slowdowns, any hiccups, nothing like that with this phone. The battery, I think it's a 3080 milliamp hour battery. I've heard 3140. I've heard 3080. I don't know. The phone, an app that I downloaded said 3080. So I'm going to go by 3080. The battery is fantastic on this device. I got some screenshots I want to show right now. And you can see right here that battery life has been great for me. 2 days, 8 hours. That's not completely accurate. It says full charge lasts about 2 days and 8 hours. The screen on time since full charge has been 7 hours and 52 minutes. That's impressive from a 3080 milliamp hour battery. I mean, this phone is very well optimized. And you can see over here, 2 days ago, 1 hour, 25 minutes left. Yeah, so you can see right there what's been used and everything. So I did get 2 days of usage on the battery with this device, with almost 8 hours screen on time. Now, when it comes to battery life, it's always subjective because everybody uses their phones differently. If you're somebody who plays games on their phones half the day, you ain't going to get nowhere near those battery life numbers, okay? If you use your phone very lightly, you're going to surpass that. You might get 3 days on a charge. It just depends on how much you use your phone, how often you use your phone, how much games you play, how much on social media, whatever. Battery life, honestly, when it comes down to it, nobody can sit there and do a battery test on the phone because everybody uses their phones differently. So anyway, with that being said, battery life is great, very well optimized. Whole phone is optimized very well for performance, battery life. This phone has 6 gigabytes of RAM, and it's plenty of RAM in my personal opinion of what you're getting here. I mean, the phone is just great. Now, is it completely perfect? No, it's not. There's no phone is perfect. But if you're out there and you're wanting a phone that works great, gets good battery life, I ain't even got to get into the cameras. The camera is amazing. 12.2 megapixel camera on the rear, aperture of 1.7. You know, you got the night mode that is excellent. You know, portrait mode, which is, you know, great. I mean, the portrait mode is fantastic, front and rear. 8 megapixel front facing camera. You can record in 4K at 30, 1080p at 30 or 60 frames. You know, you got slow motion modes, all that stuff. I don't really have a lot of photos, so hopefully I get some pictures and stuff like that and some samples to show here in the future. But it's a Pixel, and it takes very good pictures and also very good video. I mean, the video quality on this, the front camera and rear camera, is excellent. I don't see any problems with it. You know, this phone being $350, it's going to do everything that you want it to do. And for the average consumer, if you're looking for a phone, you know, I know that a lot of us at times being YouTubers, we harp on the specs. Does it have this? Does it have that? The refresh rate screen? Does it got this, that, and the other? But the average consumer, you know, I'm going to talk here for just a second, so just bear with me. The average consumer, when I ask people what to look for in a phone, they don't ask about what kind of processor does it got. Does it have the 120 hertz refresh rate? Does it have, you know, all these different micro cameras and telephoto? They don't ask me those kind of questions. They ask me, how is call quality? Is battery life good? How is the display? Does it have good cameras? I mean, does it get more simpler than that? I mean, you know, and they want to, of course, know if the phone's fast. I'm like, well, depending on what you do with your phone, you know, if it's going to be fast or not. But, you know, anyway, that's what I get asked. I don't get asked all those other questions. You know, I think a lot of times we just kind of forget the average consumer that's just looking for a phone like this that almost anybody can afford. $350. It's going to get the job done. It's going to work very well. You're going to get plenty of software updates. I think 3-year software updates, and security patches, all that good stuff. Fast charging, 18-watt fast charging. Yeah, it ain't the fastest on the market now for fast charging, but it does fine. Now, it don't have an IP rating, I don't believe. No, it does not have wireless charging and stuff like that. But this is a great phone. Now, I have one issue with this phone, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you what that issue is, and that is reception. Ever since the Pixel 3a, when I got the Pixel 3a, it had Android 9, and I was on the same Total Wireless network through Verizon, and on Android 9, I had great service, great reception. When I got Android 10, I seen reception drop off. Kind of weird, I know. Got the Pixel 4 XL, reception was bad. Pixel 4a, reception is bad. I've dropped calls on this phone where I don't drop calls on other devices. Now, here are 2 screenshots that I took from the Network Cell Info application, which shows the, the reception strength in and around your area. And the left is the Pixel 4a. On the right is the Moto G Power. Now, I put, the SIM card is always in this phone, but I took it out of this phone, put it in the G Power. I was in the same location at around the same time. And of course, the lower the number, the better reception you have. And you can see Moto G Power is lower. Now, it may not seem a whole lot lower, but that does make a pretty good difference there. So if you live in a rural area, you may, suffer a little bit with reception on the Pixel 4a. But I wanted to just show you this here, just to kind of give you an idea of what I mean by the reception on the Pixel 4a. And because of that, I have to be very, very careful, when I'm using this phone for phone calls, that I don't drop a call. Now, if you're in a strong area, you're going to be just fine. So I'm not really sure if the antennas are just weak in these Pixel phones, but my reception is not the greatest. However, call quality is really good. Call quality is clear, it's crisp. I have no problems with call quality on this device. It's just the reception is my biggest issue with it. Now, that's the only issue I could find to come up with. So there we have it. 3 weeks with the Pixel 4a. Daily phone, cameras are solid, takes fast pictures, there is really no shutter delay. Battery life has been fantastic. Performance has been great. Gameplay is smooth. The 730G processor is not a downside on this phone. It runs perfectly. It's very well optimized. And that's it. It's an excellent phone, and I highly recommend it. So anyway, it's helpful and informative at all. Hit the like button. Any questions, leave it below. Subscribe if you ain't. Hit the bell notifications. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.